Hello!
Hello, AOS fans!
It's the agents of Godtear!
Godtear! Godtear Washup!
Godtear Washup. Oh, got washed hands, all COVID friendly. Yeah, we're just going to quickly run through the game we just played. Spoilers from here on out. And if you haven't watched it, do check in the description and in the playlist here. It's all in there.
Absolutely.
So, that was our first full three-fighter game, three-champion game. And it went down to like...
The wire.
It was almost the wire. It was almost as close as it could have got.
A couple of pivotal moments. Me not killing off, managed to kill any of your fighters at all, I think, is what sealed it.
That definitely helped me. Morgan got very close. Maxim got very close. But I did take out two of yours. And I think that did help me.
Yeah. Once again, the person who won the third round wins. It's
seem
very
to be
hard.
that.
Because you basically levelled the score.
I did, yeah. I did at that
by
point.
winning that, and then...
But because I'd also got into a position where I'd taken out one of your fighters at the end of the third round, I mean, you were coming to the fourth round, you were one guy down, and your other guy was out of position because I'd knocked him out.
If you hadn't killed him, and I was a bit over position over here, but if you hadn't killed him, I think I might have sneaked it. Maybe not. I might have done.
I really thought I was in trouble when you had placed two banners over there, because I thought, crap, you had two banners over there.
Yeah.
At the end of the second round, I think it was, I only had one on my side, but you had but two of your champions near my side, so I felt like I actually wonder now
whether it was a mistake to bring Titus over there, because I could have stayed over there and just kept putting two banners down.
Considering how I think I might have done the same, so it might have cancelled out then. But also, I think you probably want to get Titus in the action because he gets the extra point.
But he was rubbish in this game. That's another clear problem. He was rubbish. I think also interestingly, I get lots of points for killing your followers.
Yeah.
These followers are really tough to kill, these stone ones, so they really screwed me up.
And the cold bones, they have 3 shields, so they're a bit tougher, and the birds have 3 dodge, so they're not... But you only have to do 1 wound to take one out.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm also wondering whether I should have waited to kill them later in the game, and I should have waited till the later turns. I killed them quite early on, and if you don't bring them back, then I can't regain that glory or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So I really feel like this game now has got a lot more tactical depth on 3.
People like Naya being able to shift boons and blights around actually became much more useful. And I fluffed up a little bit with her placement. Had I realised how much better it is to keep her near the other champions, I possibly would have just put all 3 of my champions together.
I don't think I really thought about placement at all when we started this game. I must confess, quite a long time since we've played.
It was.
And I was kind of like, I'll just plonk them down, because I think I won quite easily the other 2 games, and I thought, it's going to be... And then suddenly you were doing...
Smash it
you were doing all sorts of really complicated things, and I couldn't really do anything. I had a couple of times where I can't do anything with
I guess
activation.
I'll just move forward and wait a bit.
So I don't think I utilised the fighters that well, and I certainly didn't utilise boons very well. I've got the odd thing that can give boons and give you negatives. I haven't used them, but I feel like I need to go away and really think about this now. I actually really enjoyed that game.
I did really enjoy that game, actually, not just because I won, but because it was actually it does help. That is true, but it didn't feel completely one-sided all of a sudden.
No,
which really was quite.
I think I knew once. So once, it's quite funny. We started turn 3 or 4, and I hadn't realised that Titus was dead. And I think once
you realised Titus was dead,
I didn't think I was going to claw it back.
It was still pretty close,
but it was close.
I think in the third round, I think it was Titus possibly really let you down with some of his attacks. He just fluffed some of them.
He did kill a couple of people, didn't he? But
he could have killed more, and I think he should have done. And I feel overall, the worst dice lost you that game. I do still think that some of these champions are a lot better than others. For example, Maxim that I picked up for this third game, and you picked up Slackjaw. They seem like much better champions than people like Naya, but maybe
I think they're just simpler. It might be a classic kind of aggro versus finesse kind of thing.
It could be.
Because Blackjaw, I mean, he did kill some people, but he didn't do a lot.
No,
I think I didn't get my minion placement right. I couldn't stop you from placing these 2 over here, and then I was basically stuffed at that point.
Blackjaw was quite easy to kill because he only has 2 dodge and 2 shields.
He's 3 dodge, but he only has 2 shields.
Oh, right.
And though he's got 8 wounds, it doesn't. 2 shield means you're often every hit.
Most champions are like 3 shields, which means they generally.
I mean, you didn't get anywhere near killing anybody else, really.
No, I mean, Finvar.
Actually, that's not true, because Titus was dead.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get close to killing him at all, apart from actually killing him. But other than that, I didn't get close. I didn't get close to killing him twice.
No.
But I mean, the extra 2 wounds does help, I guess, a bit with Blackjaw. But I was I was very aware. I blew Maxon's ability very early on. I possibly blew the Morrigan's ability too early, and maybe I should have left that another round. But
I feel like it's best to keep. That's what I did to the pivotal rounds. But in the third round, which was the pivotal round, that's what I was talking about. You didn't have very many of your easy to kill minions on the table. So Blackjaw's got this brilliant ability for killing minions, the fireball,
that fireball was nasty.
Firestorm. But you literally only had the tough to kill ones on the table, and I thought if I use it now and it does nothing, it's completely wasted. So I'll keep it for the next turn and hope it did. And it did kill quite a few people, but I think it got wasn't you about enough.
Six victory points because you killed enough, 3 people off. But it was just shy. I do think the dice let you down. I think if the dice had been a bit better for you, you would have won this game.
Maybe, but you had some cat dice rolls as well. I mean, how many times did you attack my Glory Seekers?
yeah. I do think overall, though, that this game's a bit more. It's a lot more cerebral because you haven't got any easy win combination cards in your hand like you do in other games. You've just got what's on your card. And I did enjoy when I was sitting there and I had like Morrigan and I had Naya and stuff. I'm like, okay, if I do this, then I can give this boon to this person, and I can do this thing to give this other person a boon, and then I can increase their abilities. I do feel a little bit like I'm getting old because I really could not work the extra mechanics of the 3 warbands. I wasn't ever confident I was doing the right thing, and I think that's just my age. I wonder if maybe some of that is our age, maybe some of it is the fact that it's past 11 o'clock at night now, and that is always an issue, and maybe some of it is just the fact that we're always sitting there worrying we're not making the best possible choice possibly. Because we're recording it for all of you out there. We're worried that we're going to make suboptimal decisions, even though we are the agents of suboptimal decisions. We are. That is our word. But we still sit there and sort of are concerned that we're not doing the best we could. I don't know. I don't know. Another good thing about this game, of course, is the fact that if we like, I quite fancy this and playing another game of this, you can go out and buy another box. You get a box, you get the fighters, you get the cards, and that's it. You don't have to faff around. You haven't got to worry about, I've got to collect other cards, I've got to build decks. You just bring them along and slam them on the table. Yes, and I guess there might be some that work better with others. But the only thing I let it down, I think, and I didn't find it with the core set ones, but the orc models I don't like. And so, as you can see, they're only half painted because I was painting them, but then something better came along and I never got back to them. That's the same with my dwarves and with Naya. I mean, that is the only thing that lets this game down, and it is because we have been spoiled by other model creators. They're not bad models, they're not terrible, and the heroes are better. Well, some of the heroes are better. I think the Naya model is absolutely atrocious, to be honest. Right. The detail is just... and same with the orcs. Not so much the hero, but I don't particularly enjoy the models. That's the only drawback. I guess, and I think because I don't think you save that much money, really. Like if I compare warband price of this against Underworlds, they're similarly priced. They are. I guess the key here is that you get the cards and you don't need to get anything else. So it's all in one. Yes, and you can just buy a new thing and plug it straight in. Yeah, which I do like. And I guess one thing you could do is, instead of trying to paint these models like you would some of the top end sort of quality detail models. I mean, again, I stress they're not terrible models, but we have been spoiled with other creators. I do like your bronzed effect, though. Actually, maybe that's the way to go. Just paint them almost more like chess pieces. That's what I was wondering is whether it's worth just painting them up, because then when they're on the board, it will get a bit easier to identify which one's which. And they do come in coloured plastics anyway for that very reason. There is nothing in this game to say you have to paint them. So it might just be worth spraying them a colour, maybe doing a Zenithal highlight with an airbrush or something like that, and then maybe doing a wash on them or something like that. Funnily enough, when I got them out of the box tonight, I thought actually these are the ones I had finished painting. I thought actually these are better than I remembered. If you said to me, and they looked. Actually these look good. So I think it was just I just found that I didn't enjoy painting the orcs. But that would be my only negative. I actually think the game now, played it fully, is really good, and I kind of hope that you lot out there would like to see more of it, because I'd like to play it again. I'm a bit more intrigued by it now. Yeah. The other good thing about this, of course, is that you'll have 3 warbands. So if there's you and a couple of mates and you all buy a bunch of warbands, we were debating at the beginning of the game doing like a draft system. Yeah. So saying, okay, I'll pick 1, then you pick 2, then I'll pick 2 and you pick 1, and then you then don't get somebody turning up with just 3. And
it's easy to mix and match. It's not like if you play, say, Underworld, where you can't really take each other's cards very easily because then you've got to sort them all out. You could very easily just say, well, I'm just going to take yours tonight.
Exactly, and just swap them over. And it's not like certain things like Crisis Protocol where you've got to build your team and then build those cards. It's just literally, okay, tonight I'm going to have Slackjaw, Finvar and Naya and just see how that goes.
Just plug straight in. Yeah. So that was our game of Godtear, first full game. A little bit of time passed since we played the second game, and I'm really excited for that. So I think we might be having a look. I feel like maybe we'll add an extra warband each or something, and then we can start really mix and matching, maybe do some draft games. Yeah. Let us know what you think. If you want to see it, let us know. If you found us in the middle of a Godtear forum and there isn't much Godtear content out there, let us know and perhaps we'll make some more. Get a following, because this is a really good game. And I know it suffered under COVID because it kind of like, it's our new tournament game. Everybody has to stay indoors.
The mechanics of it, and I do think the mechanics are nice and solid. They're not very particularly questionable. There's not very many grey areas in most of it. I think there are a few bits that aren't quite as obvious in the rulebook to find, but then all rulebooks can be a bit of a struggle like that. But overall,
there's
immovable object meets an irresistible force kind of moment. Yeah, it's just a case of this thing happens. Yeah, and it's nice, it's short, it's sharp. The dice rolling mechanic is nice and easy as well. Yes, there's no opposition rolls, opposing rolls.
No feel for probabilities, but I like the dice mechanics very
exactly, and it just plays nice and easy. I think it is a longer game to play. Maybe that's just us.
It was long tonight. I could see. I say I could see it coming down. I think there's a lot of thinking involved.
There is.
I think you almost if you want to bring the time down, you almost have to play with clocks. Yeah. Otherwise, I think you will just because there's so many permutations.
I am quite interested in the idea of us implementing like a clock in turn-based game, so that we just have to say right, bang,
turn two.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could implement clocks here because if you're winning, then you could play down the clock. I don't know how that would work. You'd have to lose points if you finish first.
I think we'd have to have a gentleman's agreement that if you're winning and you're just playing down the clock, then
I don't mean do it deliberately, but just by accident if you're thinking about it. True. But anyway, that was it. Let us know what you think.
The only other point I was thinking is obviously the Godtear game.
He told me we had to do it in 10 minutes, and that was about 3 minutes ago, and it's still going on.
It's not. It is. The only other thing I was going to say, and I'll make it very quick, is the Godtear game only has 2 champions in each. And I think the 2 champions in each of the boxes are a bit mismatched. Yeah. And I don't think you're going to get a very optimal experience. I think to get a really good experience, you need three champions.
You do definitely need
does put you in the deep end.
6 warbands,
but it opens up a lot more of the
But we might cover that in our next video where we're going to compare Underworld and Godtear, kind of side by side. So let us know what you think.
Yeah, so check that out. It will be in the link in the description, and you can follow that one. And if you did enjoy this summary, if you have watched that video, or you've just watched this one, and you're like, oh, maybe I'll go and check that out now, please do give us a like, thumbs up, follow us, ring that bell, and all those good social media things, and leave a comment below about if you play Godtear, what do you enjoy about it? If you don't play it, what is intriguing you about it?
Which band should we add to our band?
Yes, and if you haven't played this, is this intriguing you more into thinking about playing it? If so, do let us know.
Let us know.
So we'll see you soon. Bye.